The hallway is silent. A boy stands frozen, his paper trembling in his hand. A bold red F stares back at him. His teacher doesn't look at the paper, doesn't explain, doesn't even flinch. Instead, he glares straight into the boy's eyes. "You'll never make it, kid. Not in my class." The words cut deeper than the grade itself. The boy swallows hard, his chest tightening as if the walls around him are closing in. Behind him, lockers slam shut. Students whisper. Someone laughs. And the boy's heart sinks further. Before we continue, if you're watching for the first time, Elliot Stories welcomes you with a warm hug. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and tell us the city you're watching from. The boy's name is Malik. He has always loved learning, numbers, stories, history. He dreams of college, of being the first in his family to wear a cap and gown. But this moment feels like a door slamming shut. The teacher doesn't see his effort, his late nights, his questions. He only sees Malik's skin. "Mr. Peterson," Malik whispers, trying to keep his voice steady, "I turned in every assignment. I studied for this test. I know I did better than this." The teacher smirks. "Sometimes life isn't fair. Get used to it." Malik's throat burns. He wants to shout, wants to demand fairness, but the weight of all the eyes on him pushes his voice back down. He gathers his books, his backpack heavy on his shoulders, and walks out of the classroom. Each step echoes like a verdict against him. At home, the silence feels heavier. His mother, Danielle, sits at the kitchen table, going through her own stack of papers. She's been away, working late, finishing something Malik doesn't fully understand. She looks up and sees the pain on his face before he says a word. "What happened, baby?" Malik lays the paper on the table. Danielle's eyes darken. She knows her son. She knows his brilliance, his effort, his late nights under the dim light of his desk lamp. And she knows that F does not belong to him. "Did you ask him about it?" she says softly. "Yes. He just told me life isn't fair." Danielle's hands tighten around the paper. Her silence stretches across the room like a storm cloud. Malik feels the weight of it and turns away, ashamed though he's done nothing wrong. The next morning, whispers follow Malik down the hallway. Students nudge each other, smirking. "Guess you're not as smart as you thought, huh?" one boy says. Malik keeps walking, head down, fists clenched. But in the teacher's lounge, something else is brewing. Mr. Peterson leans back in his chair, chuckling with another teacher. "That kid thinks he's going places. Not in my class." His voice drips with disdain. What Peterson doesn't know is that Danielle is walking through those same halls. Her heels echo against the tile, her gaze steady, her presence commanding. She isn't just a mother. She's the new principal, though most of the staff haven't been introduced yet. Malik doesn't know either. She's kept it quiet, wanting to surprise him at the right moment. But now she sees the reason why her timing couldn't be more urgent. That afternoon, Malik sits alone in the cafeteria, untouched food in front of him. His friend Jordan slides into the seat beside him. "Bro, what's going on? You've been down all week." Malik shrugs. "Doesn't matter. No one believes in me anyway." Jordan frowns. "I do. And so does your mom. Don't let one teacher break you." Malik sighs, staring at the tray. He wants to believe. But the F feels like a scar he can't erase. Later that day, Danielle stands in the doorway of Peterson's classroom. She watches quietly as he dismisses students. His words are sharp, his tone dismissive, his eyes narrowing when they land on Malik. "Detention. Again. For what?" Malik's voice cracks with frustration. For questioning authority, Peterson snaps. The students freeze. No one moves. Malik's jaw tightens, but he lowers his gaze and gathers his things. Peterson smirks, thinking he's won. But Danielle's voice cuts through the silence. "Mr. Peterson." The teacher stiffens. He turns slowly, his smirk fading when he sees her. "Can I help you?" "Yes," Danielle says, her tone firm but calm. "You can explain why you've singled out my son for punishment he didn't earn." Gasps ripple through the classroom. Malik's eyes widen. His son, his mom, his principal. He doesn't know what to think. Peterson tries to recover. I didn't realize you were his mother or principal. Danielle's gaze sharpens. Both. And I take both roles seriously. The tension in the room is thick. Peterson swallows hard, his arrogance slipping. For the first time, Malik sees the fear flicker in his teacher's eyes. But Danielle doesn't stop there. She steps closer, her voice steady. I've reviewed Malik's records. His assignments. His test scores. The discrepancies are clear. And so is your bias. Peterson opens his mouth, but no words come out. His confidence falters under the weight of her stare. The students hold their breath. Malik's heart pounds. This moment could change everything. But then, the bell rings. Students scatter, buzzing with whispers. Danielle doesn't move. She stands tall, eyes locked on Peterson. Malik lingers in the doorway, torn between relief and dread. What will happen next? Will his teacher face consequences? Will justice finally step into the classroom? Or will the system protect the man who has tried to crush him? The hallway grows quiet again. And Malik, for the first time, feels a spark of hope. But it's tangled with fear, because he knows this fight isn't over. The air in the office is thick with silence. Peterson sits stiffly in the chair across from Danielle. His smirk is gone, replaced by a twitch of unease. Malik sits to the side, his eyes darting between them. Danielle places a folder on the desk. She opens it slowly, deliberately. Here are Malik's assignments. Here are his test scores. And here, she slides another sheet forward, are your records of failing grades you entered into the system. They don't match. Peterson's face flushes. Must have been a clerical error. Danielle leans forward. A clerical error doesn't smirk at a child when he questions it. A clerical error doesn't say, get used to it. This wasn't a mistake. This was a choice. Malik's chest tightens. He's never heard his mother sound so powerful. Peterson shifts uncomfortably. Look, maybe I've been too hard on him, but what? Danielle interrupts. Too hard on the one black student in your class who dares to raise his hand? Too hard on the boy who spends his nights studying while others coast by. The room is silent. The truth hangs heavy in the air. Finally, Danielle speaks again, her voice calm but firm. You will correct Malik's grade. You will treat him with the fairness you owe every student. And if you can't, you will not remain in this school. Peterson swallows hard. He knows he has no defense left. Malik stares, stunned. For the first time, he sees his mother not just as the woman who raised him, but as a force of justice, a leader who will not let anyone trample on what is right. The next week, things begin to change. Malik's grade is corrected. His confidence returns, slowly but surely. Other students notice. They whisper not about his failure anymore, but about his strength. About his mom. About justice. One afternoon, Jordan claps him on the back. Told you, man. You're gonna make it. Malik smiles faintly. Yeah, I think I am. Peterson avoids him now, his arrogance replaced with caution. And Danielle. She walks the halls as both mother and principal, her presence a reminder that silence is never the answer when injustice rises. The story spreads. Parents talk. Students feel braver to speak up. Change ripples outward from one moment of courage. Malik studies late into the night again, but this time with hope burning brighter than fear. He knows the fight isn't over. But he also knows he isn't alone. And in the quiet of his room, he whispers to himself, I will rise. This is the heart of Elliot Stories. That even when the world feels stacked against you, even when someone tries to crush your spirit, justice has a way of breaking through. Hope finds a way. And courage changes everything. This is Elliot Stories reminding you that no matter what injustice you face, your voice matters, your story matters, and you are never alone. Visit Elliot Stories for more inspiring stories that remind us all, love, courage, and justice will always prevail.